Whoa!
Boom.
We're not just on, Jared. Boom! Personality turns on right now. But I'm in friggin' Turkey, mother lovers. What's going on? Welcome to Catch Up with Domtomato. This week, we're just catching up with me because I don't have any guests in my immediate vicinity in the hotel room. I am currently in Istanbul doing a project. I can't say too much about it. Obviously, you guys know some of the stuff, heads up from previous stuff, but yeah, it's been a really cool day one location scouting and checking out things. Really excited to be, like, you know how I was talking about amplifying my level recently? I don't know if it was on the podcast, but
it wasn't on the podcast, but yes.
Okay, well, recently I've been trying to like amplify my level. The way I see that in my mind, or the way I'm playing that game, is like any jump that I could do, don't do it as a jump. It has to be then become a flip pre or become a 360 pre. Like if it's conceivable and like an easy jump, then for me in my mind to amplify it is to then, you know, now start using those variations and things like that on all of those gaps, like make it the substandard for me to do. And so yeah, going on this project now with those fresh set of eyes, it's like every gap, jump, trick, layout that we have, I have like this new incentive or new like push to amplify that level. So it's really exciting to be on a project again, but mostly just being overseas. Oh my god.
All right, take me through the process of this, like from the beginning. They talked to you about it.
Yeah, so I've Rebel Australia, I think it was. We've been like, I've had the project with Rebel Turkey from last year. I think the beginning of this specifically is all last year. I came over here, I did the whole location recce and all of the stuff, and then COVID happened. And so this was the last place that I came internationally as well. And then so we've been planning to make this happen for a long time, but we were pushing back the dates for when, you know, restrictions eased up and when like just, you know, some sort of global normality had restored. Not that it fully has yet, but we were trying to extend it as long as possible to kind of get that in there. And so then we set the dates, and Red Bull assisted me in filing for an exemption. And that just is like with the Australian government, as far as I can tell, if you have like a legitimate reason for leaving vis-a-vis employment or like, you know, some sort of like, yeah, passion project or something of like compassion, you know what I mean? Where you're doing something that's intriguing. The government's pretty good with letting people in and out, not in and out, sorry, but out.
Out but not in.
Out but not in. I think in, you have to do all the applications and everything, but then you also have to definitely quarantine when you get back for 2 weeks. That's still the substandard. So as part of my exemption, I had to say that I'd be away for 3 months, which works well for me. You know, as you know, I want to be overseas right now. So that's really been like one of the most exciting parts of it is I have to be away for 3 months. So I have to now just travel within this realm of the world for you know, that period of time. I don't have a choice. I have to be in Europe. It's like, yes.
Well, this is a really good thing just for the fact that because you have all of these streams of financial income coming from your jumps and from the content that you create, it's kind of like you can be away now. It's not like you have to come home.
Yeah, so you know, I'm not going into too much detail with what the ins and outs of it are, but recently I received a pay rise from both of my sponsors. So that means that I've just now got that kind of alleviation to pay for a place at home in Sydney, travel without the kind of overhead, as you said, worrying about like where the next paycheck is coming from. And because a lot of this travel specifically this year is dictated by those jobs and events that I'll be doing with Red Bull, that it means that I'll be earning a consistent income through that end of things as well. I think really this is the first year that I feel like I'm 100% like fully like self-sufficient in a way with parkour. Like there's like every year I've hit zero at a certain point because I wasn't making enough overhead to cover like all of the expenses. And I had to like, ask mom for money. I've had to borrow money off you just to make those ends meet. And this is like the first year where I really feel like just even as a base total pay, I have enough to like to live and get by, which is really cool. I was thinking about that. So I was talking to one of the guys on the set about it today, and then that kind of all clicked. I'm like, wait, this is really the first year I'm not worried about finances going forward. And I think that's a big step progression wise in the career. And I'm not someone who's concerned about making huge amounts of money or anyway, but to have the like, I guess, full-time income, is that probably the correct way to frame it?
Yeah.
Now is so gratifying, and it's so relieving in a way, because that was one of the, I try to live as stress-free as possible, and that was one of the main stresses of things. Oh yeah, I got the exemption. That was what.
All right, so let's say that you are at the airport now.
Yes.
All right, so what's that like? What was the whole process?
Okay, so the weirdest airport experience I think I've ever had, and not just because nobody was there. I actually recorded a bunch of footage on my phone, and I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put it. Maybe I'll put it on Patreon. That'd be a good, yeah. I'll put my like dom behind the scenes vlog of the airport, because it's just me talking to the camera and showing people stuff, and it's I don't really do that style of vlogging. That's why I just filmed clips on my phone. I was like, I don't know. I was inspired by like Shooter Williamson and how he just shoots random moments that kind of where he thinks it's funny or he has some sort of like interest in it.
Yeah.
So I get to the airport, and I've got all my paperwork and everything. They first off, I walk straight through the economy swivel fucking things that they set up. The what do you call them? Barriers, not barriers.
Yeah, bollards, barriers, fucking liney things.
Yes. Anyway, we're good at this. It's late night for Jared. I've been so I get to the airport. I go through the thing. She checks my passport information, paperwork. Good. Go to the counter. She temperature checks me, and she's like, "You're way too hot." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "You're like 38 point something degrees." And I was like, "Oh, I've just been sitting in the car with my friend with the heater on." Like Nick drove me to the airport. God, shout out Nick. And yeah, we just it was with the heater on. It was a cold night, so we had the heater on in the car, feeling nice and toasty before, like, just get comfortable. I get into the airport, and they're like, "You're too hot." So I had to go outside, and so I go outside first for like 5 minutes, and I just sit there and put like my wrists on like the cold metal, and I'm just trying to I'm like, I should be fine. Go back in. They're like, "No, man, you're still way too hot." And I was like, "Fuck." So I went and washed my face, go out to I got like just a bottle of water from the vending machine, was like pouring it in the cap and like pouring it on my body, shirtless, in like the car park in front of the strip of the airport. There's no one there. There's usually no one there. I'm just like, well, shirt off, tank top on, and like just had like a bird bath shower with a cold water bottle. Went and stood under the aircon for like 3 to 5 minutes, cooled my body temperature, went back like 36, like good to go. But I was just like, that's like, I've never had to like rapidly cool my body temperature to do something like that before. Like I was just so comfortable, and like you're just like, oh, just like nice and warm, and then just like boom, can you shell shock your system and drop yourself to 2 degrees? I was like, oh god. So I did that, and then one thing I noticed as well, and I was a bit taken aback, was that not everyone was wearing masks in the Australian airport. A lot of like all the staff definitely, but like a lot of the like passenger stuff just had them on there. Like, not everyone was being serious about it. I was like, unless I'm literally putting something in my mouth, like and taking a bite of the food, I like put it back up to chew my food, because I'm just like, trying to be safe, just trying to be precautionary. But yeah, a lot of people seem blasé about that, which I was a bit taken aback by. And there was no one in the airport. Is like, I have a video of some lady just falling asleep on her hand at her desk at like one of the few duty-free things that were open. I was like, gotta get that.
Oh,
Like,
because no one would be making any money, would they? Like,
Oh, so there's like 3 shops. There's like one WHS Smith. There's one like duty-free perfumes and one duty-free alcohol and cigarettes and whatever that section is like. There's literally nothing open. All the toy sections, all the electronics, boom, boom, close, close, close. You couldn't like. That's why I couldn't get a phone case. I got a new phone because I cracked my screen. I couldn't get a phone case at the airport because everything was closed.
See, I
I
thought you
usually
were
get
just blasé about this kind of thing.
no,
You usually are.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
You're
I
just
was
like,
in a
I
big
don't care, I'll just get another phone.
yeah, because that's why I burn through all of my low financial income every year.
Yeah, basically.
But so then I usually get McDonald's pre-flight as well. That wasn't even open. Like not even McDonald's was open. There's 2 McDonald's and both of them were closed. I was like, this is fucking outrageous.
You
Like,
seriously get
but I think
McDonald's
also-
before you fly.
I usually like to. It's a sleeping mentality for me. So I like to gorge myself on like fatty junk food and be all like bloated like you, like "Whoa, when he's eating too much gluten, and and then like or just side story. I think we might have told this one with Wisey, but Jaron Zane ate 4 of my Krispy Kremes after saying that he wouldn't eat any Krispy Kremes one night. You bastard.
It's true.
You bastard. Yeah, and then paid for it in bowel pain.
All right, I'm gonna divert on this for 1 second.
Yeah.
At one point in LA, I was over there working with producers, and it's LA, and they have Californian weed over there, and so I was really high, and then I had to fly back to London, and I decided to eat like I must have had a few kilograms of just jelly lollies, and what? It's an 11-hour flight back to London. And I'm just there eating jelly lollies, watching bad in-flight entertainment. Basically, I get to London and my ankles have actually swollen up. I can't put my shoes back on. Bad times. Bad times, Aaron Jen.
Darren Jen, you naughty man. Yeah, Jaron has a definity for eating way too much junk food and then just laying bloated on the couch from time to time. It's hilarious to watch.
That is.
What are your few weaknesses? Sugar and like.
I think sugar's my biggest weakness. Out of every single thing that I do, sugar.
Yeah, that's the one that gets you.
Yeah.
So where did that lead off from?
We're at McDonald's. We're in the airport.
Okay, yeah, McDonald's airport's not open. I'm like, and so how am I gonna go? So I get like a bag of nuts and some party mix Allen's lollies, and I was like, guess this will be my in-flight. Like they have meals and stuff, but it's like, oh, I just wanted that last like normal food before hitting plain food. And so then I ended up there was like 20 people on my flight. So you know, a big old fucking 747 thing, fucking, and there's 20 people on the whole bloody flight, maybe 30. I might be exaggerating. But
did you get 3 seats to yourself?
So I had 3 seats to myself, but then halfway through because I was like sleeping pretty well, going bent legs one way like that, and then like sleeping sitting up with my legs out to counter like if my legs got tight.
Yeah.
And I was doing that switch up for like 3-4 hours. And I went to the bathroom, and then I realized like, dude, there's literally no one on this plane. So I just went to one of the 4 seats and
because the middle is 4 seats.
Yeah, and then I just slept like the rest of the flight. So this is really interesting. I slept 13 out of the 14 and a half hour flight. And then I got out of the airport. And so I get to Qatar and there's like, it's normal again. There's fucking thousands of people, but everyone was wearing masks, like everyone. I did not see a single face. Do you know what I mean? It was way more like consideration taken, which I was like, fuck yeah, cool. So straight through the airport, like I got out of my flight, saw my gate, and it's like, go to gate. So I just walk to gate. But because the trains were closed, they have it the little AB, they were closed. So I had to walk like 15 minutes to my gate with my I'm just like fucking hustling along. I get to the gate and it's like boarding. I'm like, okay, walk straight in, get on my flight, sleep another 3 hours of my 4.5 hour flight. And then I arrived in Istanbul, and like coming into Istanbul was like, that was just like cool. Like it wasn't even like, usually they ask you like, hey, what are you doing here? Where are you staying? Blah, blah. And then like, it was so chill. And then like no paperwork, like no COVID questions, no, like they were just like, cool, you're in. So then when I get to the hotel, I did another COVID test, which is a regulation of the project. And like I think the hotel as well, they have their own on-site medical staff to do testing, which is great, and got a result. So I know the travel itself, I didn't get infected during that time. And yeah, and then I got this amazing, I can do this because I got a laptop, and that's so good. Look at this.
Boom. Look at that.
So I get to the hotel. I got these guys pick me up, just the usual driver situation, nice spacious van. And then I out of the sunshine. I got to the hotel and I was like to the guy who's there, I was like, oh, he's like, how are you? I'm like, oh, really excited. It's my first like travel in over a year. And he's like, oh, I'll give you a good view. And so he whacked me in this room with like it's like 16th floor with a really nice window view of like the whole of Istanbul.
What a nice guy.
What a nice guy. What a champion. Shout out that guy too. He was like, yeah, good looks on that. So it's been, yeah, really, like I didn't think I liked the view as much as I do.
Yeah, Istanbul's got a nice thing about it.
Epic, man. Like when we lived at Camaret, I guess because it wasn't such an open plan and you had to like go to a certain spot to see the view. I didn't just go out there and like look at the view. But when I was at your place in Adelaide and you just have this whole landscape that you can see, it's something, man. Like waking up,
watch it.
Yeah, waking up to it and going to bed to it is pretty magical.
Yeah, and you can see the weather patterns as well, and you're like, haha, I am Poseidon. Look at that storm front come in.
Yeah,
I only say that because that happened today.
You see the big gray. When I was there as well, there's a big gray line that just shifts.
Yeah, it just comes towards you.
It doesn't stop. But in the distance here, it's so far that it's literally like as faint as the clouds, but there's like mountains in the background. I'm not sure if that's like another country, or I can check on the maps actually. But so from my window, I can see like a few islands in the distance and all the ships and everything. But I don't see where it is. Okay, so that's Istanbul. So I can see.
Hold up. I'm gonna get my
own. I can see the country, I'm pretty sure. No, it's still part of fucking Turkey, the shell. I was like, what? Is that where a border is? Bursa. I can see Bursa in the distance.
All right. So
all the way.
Look at the screen, Dom. Look at the screen.
Looking at the screen.
All right. So you're over here, aren't you? And Dogan to blah blah.
Yeah. So if I'm above the Sophia there, I think. So above the Pera Musesi, to the left of with your cursor. To the right. No, you've gone too far, Jaron. Where are you going? Galata Tower, Karakoy.
Oh, so you're up here.
Yes, yeah, I'm there.
Okay. All right. And so you're looking down over the Hagia Sophia.
Yes, I can see all of that water.
Yeah.
And then I can see right in the far distance the mountain.
See these guys.
Yes, I see them clear as day. That's what that view you're looking at is here.
Right.
Okay. So.
All right. Yes, that is still Turkey.
So go down way further. So zoom out on the map.
Yep. Is that too far?
No, zoom out heaps, like more than you think.
Okay. We're at a world map now.
I can't even. Yeah. So see how that's the islands.
Yeah.
So those islands are clear, and then even further, Jaron. Oh, whoa! You're going way further.
Yeah, dude, I went very far.
See where Bursa is? See where Bursa is?
Yeah.
Just below Istanbul there. That's how far I can see. I can see. So zoom in a little bit, Jaron.
Boom.
Come on. I know it's late night there, but Jaron,
shut
in,
up.
not out.
There, look.
Jaron, this is your job. I just look at my laptop and talk. You know the technical stuff.
Look, all right, we got Istanbul up here. We got Bursa down here.
There. Bang. So I can see all the way down across there, which is pretty crazy. to think, because it's
Yes.
far away.
And
Yeah.
interestingly, I think it's this little guy here. Let's get into this bridge. I think it's where they at one point it was like the fastest production motorbike got up. It like broke the record for getting over. It was either 300 k's per hour or 400 k's per hour. It was really fast.
Yeah, screw off, oh man. Oh man.
But it was
So what's the fastest you've ever been in a car, Jaron? Or a vehicle? Like
it was a Mercedes E-Class on the Autobahn, and it was in winter mode, so it only went 250, and it stopped
and
me there.
driving though?
What?
You were driving 250.
Yeah. On a bike, I've won 245, also on an Autobahn.
You're a fucking speedhead, mate. Jeez, that's really fast. Because like, so I've been, obviously most people know I don't drive. I don't even have my license. I have my learner's license. I do know how to drive a vehicle, but not very competently. Like if you asked me to park your car, I probably wouldn't. Funny story, actually. I was seeing a girl recently, and I went downstairs to put more in her parking, and then this is when I was at yours, and then I came up and I was like, "Wisey, can you come down and move her car because I can't move her car simply across the street?" Well, like I could, but I didn't trust myself. I'm not that competent.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I get it.
So I had my more experienced friend, who's the same age as me, drive the car. Shout out, Wisey.
Dude, I remember when I couldn't drive a manual, I was already fine at driving just an auto, but then my legs would shake when I'd get in a manual. I'd be like, oh no, more things to like have to
think about. Clutch, the clutch. Like I get all the theory, I just haven't practiced. That's like I actually understand all of it all. I'm old enough to figure it, like know how it works, and like even manual, but I just haven't practiced. I haven't been in vehicles, and I kind of procrastinate or neglect to as well. It's not a skill I'm like interested in fucking honing on. I just want to get to the place where I have a driver.
You can literally just anyone will drive you around.
Self-driving cars.
It's gonna happen.
Anyway, so I'm gonna live it out till then. But yeah, so the fastest I've been in a car, well, I don't know how fast we went on the racetrack when I did the Red Bull V8 hot lap. That was really cool. I have a video of it, but I don't remember how fast you went. But that's chopping and changing around a track, so it was more like like throwing on the brakes so we could turn the corner and shit. It was wild. It was like, it was actually like totally blood pumping. But the fastest I've been in a car that I know of was with Jason Paul driving the car. Jason hasn't had his license that many years. At the time, I think he'd only had it like 2 years. He was driving 250 in a Tesla down the Autobahn. He was like, I want to see how fast I can go. I was like, okay. It's like super cool. It was kind of like the guys in the back. It wasn't that late at night, to be fair. It was just in the evening. And we just ended up getting up to 250 before Jason was like, all right, I'm going to cool it. I'm going to he's going to pull it back there. But man, that it's fast. It's fast. And you don't even notice when you're on the highway or on the Autobahn.
That's the thing. You go so fast that it becomes slow.
Yeah, and that's a really weird thing. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, what happens is that your perception just goes further down the line. Well, especially when you're driving.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't drive.
Yeah, if you like look down at the road, you'd probably just shit yourself or something. Just feel like we are going fast.
I remember watching cars who I knew going 100 and it was it's like a different thing to like, speeding past them, but you're like chewing them. You're like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? This weird like suction thing happens as you go past. But yeah, interesting.
I just find it funny, like the cliche still happens to you, that I was going 250 and I still had a Porsche come up, like blinking its lights, being like, yeah, cool, 250.
Out of this lane.
Yeah, just get out of there.
This is middle lane shit you're playing. I don't know why I'm doing I don't know what accent that is, but it was like trying to be German, but just couldn't hit the mark. It wanted to be German. It sounds like I'm trying to, wrong type of German.
All right. Yeah. So how can you obfuscate what you're doing and kind of like not give too much away, but kind of talk about what you like. How was today?
Uh,
How was seeing the spots, that kind of thing? Because you'd already recce them, right?
yeah. So seeing the spots were great. I actually managed to do a bit of photography stuff. So when you're on these Red Bull projects, we like to try and get like all facets of media. So you want to get a bunch of cool photos that you can use, a bunch of different like small media chunks like social media stuff, but then also like, of course, the big video production is the main event. So we decided today, instead of just doing a half day, while we were up doing some of the location checks and checks for like some of the stuff they built in, we were making sure, we were like, oh, why don't we do some photos today, extend our day a little bit. But then when we go back to those spots, we can just shoot the action and we're out of there. It'll be super efficient. So Hazal and I took advantage of that. And she cracked one of the bigger jumps. It was cool to see her like go through the mental process, do all the checks and balances, sketchy takeoff, managed to get it done. Fucking sick. I'm so charged though. I'm so like fucking energetic because I got here last night and then I went to bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then woke up at 7:30. So I've had like 28 hours sleep in the last 48 hours. Well, I had 28 hours sleep in the last 48 hours. So more sleep, I had more than a day's sleep in 2 days. And I was like, I woke up this morning, I was just like, let's get it.
Feeling pretty good, I'm guessing.
Yeah. As Jaron would know this, but some of you might not know this, my fuel or my base energy always comes from my rest. Like if I'm really well rested, then I'm good to go. And if I keep a good sleep cycle, I'm really, really energetic. But if I have late nights or if I like don't get a good night's sleep or something kind of like just, isn't working, then the sleep is the first thing that really messes me up. And I'll literally leave jams or whatever to go take a nap. Because I'm like, I'm becoming like the tools are all becoming blunt and I have to like recharge. And a lot of people have different stuff, like food might be their reset, or like, they might have to do exercise to get that, like, the blood pumping energy level back if they have like an office job or something like that. But for me, the optimal thing is sleep. Like that's my ultimate weapon. And I'd say that's with recovery as well. Like people ask, what's the secret, man? Is if you sleep, I don't know how active recovery you're doing, but you're definitely getting the rest, and you're getting the rest is really important when you're doing like high strenuous things on your body. Having that time at base at zero is really important to kind of balance out the 100 stuff you're doing. Because I feel like if I don't go training throughout a day, or if I don't do anything, I find it much tougher to get to sleep at night because the balance is off.
Mm-hmm.
If I haven't like absolutely pushed myself, if I push myself to the absolute limits, even if I'm aching, even if I'm sore, I'll get a great night's sleep because the balance is really high of like output to recharge needed.
You also stretch a lot, like more than the average person. And
I'm currently doing leg massage on my right quadricep and ITB as I have this conversation.
exactly.
But yeah, like even I noticed today in between all the takes, it's just like and when I'm on projects, it's even worse. It's like if I'm stopped, I'm stretching. If I'm stopped, I'm squatting. If I'm stopped, because I'm really not worried, but I get all up in my head about being good for the shoot. I need my body to be perfect for everything. And so I really go to the extra mile and like consistently like I'm trying to get the body back to 100 every single time. You know what I mean? Like if I do one thing, like I did a gainer today, just like prepping, and the ball of my foot is just a little bit tight from like landing a bit tough. Because it was gainer pre or gainer thing. But like just that, I was just so thrown. I'm like, oh no, there's a little pain in the bottom of my ball of my foot. I've got to like get off my feet and start massaging them, like one of the guys like, you okay? I'm just like, yeah, it's just a constant game of like making, like getting everything to its best and optimal form. And you got to do that consistently if you're using your body all the time. And I think even more so with age, like I really felt a big difference between 25 and 28 in the amount of like effort that I have to put into rehabilitation, and in a weird way, rest that I have to take. Especially if you like, so currently, as I say at the start, I'm trying to like amplify what I'm doing and push. And when you're trying to push or progress, I think with what parkour and the style that I do, it's hard to do that every single day, and much harder with age to do that all the time. Like if you load your ankles hectically one day and then you even go out training the next day, you're still loading them and you're prolonging that process of recovery instead of just doing active recovery and mobility and massage. And like, yeah, it's painstaking for me to take days off, but I'm finding reward, like much higher gratification reward from the training sessions if I do take those days off. So my training's back down to like 4 days a week, maybe 5, but I actually will take like 1 or 2 days off during the week now where I don't train, do all my editing, do all my admin, hang out with friends, just dial back, because one, I kind of have to if I want to keep pushing at the same level of like level. I don't even know how to put that better, like pushing the same level that I'm pushing and like really trying to progress as an athlete in the way I want to. And also, you know, just general well-being, like mind and stuff it's been really difficult to find joy outside of the sport for me. And that's why I've always been so engaged by it and so involved in it, is that everything else just doesn't seem that interesting. Like even like things that I like cliff jumping, climbing, rock climbing, they're just, I don't know. I don't have any sort of draw or like allure to anything else. And that's why I obsess over parkour so much.
Yep.
But
One track mind.
One track mind, but it like, yeah, so having those days in between where I'm just getting more time either to myself or just like doing regular things and really enjoying it, and finding, yeah, those little moments outside of the sport that are special. It's cool. But it's a learning process, you know.
Yeah.
Still, you know, I just identify so hugely with the sport. What do I do without it? I don't know. It's just what it is. Getting weirdly emotional.
Just you figure it out. Figure it out when it comes.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well.
All right. So how long are you in Turkey?
6 days.
6 days, and this is your first day?
No, this is my second day. So I believe 6 days more. What is the date today? The 20th?
21st.
Oh, happy people who like 420. What's up? What's up? Bang, bang. Happy 420.
Oh, it is. Lol.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, right. It's 420. Yeah, so I'm here. I fly out on the 26th and I arrive in Holland on the evening of the 26th. And then I'll be there. So if you can get your butt to Holland between the 26th and the 15th of May, the 26th of April and the 15th of May, do so and we'll train together. Because I'm going to go stay with Bart. Shout out, Bart. We're going to try and push each other and just get lots of jumps done in Eindhoven and possibly around other cities throughout Holland.
Damn, you're going to be in Holland for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I had other projects lined up sooner, but they've been pushed back.
Yep.
So I don't want to be traveling around too much unnecessarily. So I guess I'm just going to just be in Holland, pumping out content, pumping out the goodness. And there's some stuff I want to do that I already know of. From years prior, I've done some Kong prees that I want to do as Kong front prees. I got some front gaps that I want to do as 360 fronts. I got some other stuff that I really want to do.
Can you do something cheesy on the Amsterdam sign? Have you done anything cheesy on the Amsterdam sign yet?
Like eat a block of cheese on the Amsterdam sign. You do it. I love cheese, Darren.
You're so funny. Well, when in Holland.
Yeah. I got all the cheese, mate. The Dutch, they
Dude,
love
they
cheese.
fucking love their dairy. That
I'm
dairy
gonna
so much.
I'm committed to the dairy life, brother. Hey.
Oh no.
It ain't easy being cheesy. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a great time eating all the fries and eating all the cheese because that's pretty much my two main sources of nutrition: fries and cheese. Like that's bad, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure you could put them together, and that's loaded
Cheesy
fries.
fries.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing.
But to be honest, I love them separately better than I love them together. You don't get to mix and go in. I mix you inside. That is weird. I don't know. I'm kind of jet lagged and kind of exhausted. And I think that would be a great way to leave things there.
Very good. Very
You got
good.
any messages to the people out there, Jaron?
I'm pretty
Jaron,
sure.
Jaron, I want to ask you this. Use 3 words to describe yourself. I will take for each other yet, but we're going to do that for every guest. So we should have our staple already like in the bag.
Sweet. Neurotic, obfuscated, antisocial.
What is that? Obfuscated?
Obfuscated.
Obfuscated. What is
Yeah.
that?
It's kind of like murky, confused. So legal jargon obfuscates things so that people can't understand them.
Okay.
Yep. Just to
I think I can digest what that means.
just to
Yeah.
throw in a
I like that. I like that because you added knowledge to the system as well as giving 3 good words. You're so funny.
It's
You know, the first one that went through my head for you is cynical.
yeah, we could lump that into neurotic.
That's why I was like, it's pretty funny that's what I thought. You're like neurotic. I was like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna piss around with like thing. I'm loyal and I'm honest.
yeah, no, I'm about to hit the same cliff notes. I think I'm obnoxious, eccentric, and nonchalant. Which the third one hitting the other 2 is fucking like obnoxious, eccentric person that doesn't really care.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you so obnoxious? Like, I don't know.
Oh, I've seen you being all 3 of those things
At the same time, regularly. It's the eccentric. I was gonna say like another word for eccentric. It was more derogatory, I think, but I can't remember it right now. That's just the one that came to me.
Flamboyant.
Yeah. Oh, Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely call myself flamboyant. I go doing figure skating, mate. You cannot. Like, I did so many years as a garbage man, and I still can't get rid of the flamboyance whatsoever. It's just
Fucking
like
finish every line with a little spin.
yeah, or just
that actually like takes away momentum, right?
What? Oh, the spins definitely dissipate momentum for sure. I mean, like when like even if I'm just turning out of something, for me, because my body is spinning, if I was to try and hold that motion, that's where I might get like a jar or something. So I'll just start like keep stepping that step until I open out and it slows down whenever that may be. I did a jump, I think, we were talking about this other day, I did 4 spins. Like I hit the jump, I skid on the landing, like on my knee and my quad, but somehow like reverse. So like I cooked the landing wrong, reverse, and then just spin. And I spin 4 times on the floor before I stop. And I was like, what? But if I watch it back, it's like that's when the momentum for me stopped. Like my legs momentum stopped transferring because I'm also dissipating like mental energy. So by spin 2, I'm talking back to everyone about what happened, but I'm still spinning. It's just like, but it felt like because my feet were turning, right? That was the way to offload any ankle set or any knee twinge was like, do that. And as the spins happen, open up the body so it slows down. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool.
It's interesting because this whole monkey style that is coming into vogue now, it's like it's going to it's going to have people moving a lot more than just sticking and taking landings.
Yeah, true. It's all about redirection, I would say, as opposed to dissipation.
Yeah.
So those spins and those twirls, and you know who's like, that's something that the one thing I have in common with Pasha, that like out of all the, like, we don't have things in common at all with our styles, but something I learned from him is like quick stance changes and spinning out of stuff, or like the way you can like body roll over certain parts, like your hip and your, you know what I mean, that sort of stuff. I definitely feel like I adapted into my more ukemi based, like you know, it's like I use that to dissipate force safely, and like even impact. So there's like a low, you'll see sometimes come in for a low load, and then as like the natural jump would happen as you're about to take, you just split your stance so that your balance and your inertia gets like transferred out, and it'll be like, and it looks like you're just like posing at the end of something. But I just picked it up from Pasha because it's a really great way to like quickly rebalance yourself without taking any shock. You'll just go, and then suddenly you like wedge with that momentum that you got from the little bit of lift.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the way I see all that stuff is dissipation, and the monkey style is very much like transference of energy momentum. So, you know, coming in with these, you've got to be in the right hip placement to do all those turns. And
dude, I can't do it. My hips are so like closed and so cooked. Doesn't happen. I'm gonna have to do just like a whole, like another year of yoga just to be able to just do just like a little monkey, like get my feet to my hands. Takes time.
Not fun. Wow.
Missed
I think
splits here.
well, also I was going to say, you have like, you don't have the longest arm and shoulder range in the game.
Oh, dude.
And so
No.
that notion, that's what I found. Like, you know, look, just picking it up, my hand is like much, I could go almost up to my elbow because of my proportions. Whereas if you've got shorter arms, like if you just do the range test, and if you're like arms are shorter than your height, then chances are it's going to be harder for you to do Kong like motions and Kong movements, because you have to get more of your body through.
Yep.
I actually want to give a shout out quickly to a video series that I've been watching. I can't remember his YouTube channel now. If you go to YouTube and type in "Why are Toby's cat passes so good?" there's a guy, Theo, who's doing like not critical analysis, like just, you know, physicality analysis on right now he's on Tour de Stars, but I'd love to see him do it on more of park athletes. Like, why is Toby's cat pass is so good. Yeah.
This came up in my
suggested feed.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it, man. He's got 30,000 views. It can't be wrong. Wow. And he like basically goes through and explains in this video what why like Toby's power transfer and Toby's run and Toby's cat pass and are so good, and how that can translate to you, how you can take that into your training a little bit.
Yeah.
Like to do with posture, to do with like portions and that sort of thing. Which, you know, he's like, proportions you can't really help, but it's just a great series, and I hope he makes a lot more content.
Yeah. It's looking pretty good.
You know, he's very, very well spoken in my opinion, and like really makes it digestible for like a basic, if you have like a basic knowledge of sport and athletics, you'll understand most of the references and those sort of things.
Yeah,
or
he
if
seems to be going hard into physiology as well.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. It is like a very, almost to me, feels scientific analysis of the anatomy of the sport, as opposed to looking at like, you know, you got Jimmy's video there, which is like a more
anthropological.
Yes, yeah. Is that what you call Jimmy's?
Yeah, it's like, it's more sociological. It's that, and a historical, it's like, yeah, in-depth analysis of the culture.
Yes, the culture, and this is like physical sport based. So I'd love to see more and more creators coming out like this, who are doing like analysis of the sport and, you know, culture or community or physical based videos. If you guys know of anyone as well, if you're listening in and you see, you know, other videos like these ones where people are just providing food for sport, or like, you know, that sort of thing to the community.
Food for thought. You just said,
yeah,
food for sport.
Hey.
Good
Well, if
times.
they're providing food for sport, then yeah, just drop a comment, and so we can find those channels and show some love to those channels as well.
All right, question
I'm,
on this.
oh
Have you
yeah, I love
ever
how we were 10 minutes
have you
ago the
ever
conversation.
measured your ape index? Because you've obviously got a large one, but what it is,
Well, I don't know how to answer it properly, but I know that my wingspan is 21 centimeters longer than my body. So I'm 181.5 centimeters, I think 182.5. So 21 centimeters on that is my wingspan is 2 meters, over 2 meters.
21 centimeters.
It's
In
200 and
inches. No, that's what I'm looking. Inches.
oh yeah, conversion for those folks.
Yeah, shit. You have like a +8 ape index.
Yeah.
That's like that's really good.
It's
That's really good.
knuckle dragging good. That's what it is. Neanderthal, my friend.
Yeah, it literally is. Like the only reason
When I
that
hold
I
my
even
club in one hand and my like thing, my hunted prey over the other, my knuckles drag on the floor. It's pretty annoying. Like crude, like the crudes.
well, we got into that. How exciting! You're overseas. We're gonna have people and guests
Yeah, look
on.
forward to Bart next week on the show.
Yeah.
Look out for more blog updates. I'm going to be keeping posting them to you because, as I said, I can't post too much on the Instagram, but I can post things on the Patreon where y'all who pay for the privilege of that more insight to what's going on, and then more like it's like a daily or like not a daily, sorry, I'd say almost daily, but it's like an Instagram for me, but it's more personal. You get pictures and like I actually tell you what's happening with my day and what I'm doing and what that involves and how I feel about that. So yeah, if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, click the link below. There's exclusive videos every week and other shit.
All right. Question.
Plug.
Will you be having an Instagram vlog though?
What do you know?
Like you just don't have you have no content for it?
I just will not make an Instagram vlog.
No. Like a YouTube vlog for Istanbul.
Oh, I'm not making an Istanbul vlog. No, you can check out Hazal's. So go subscribe to Hazal Nazir on YouTube. She's making I think it's weekly content as well, or maybe bi-weekly, like the same as me, two videos, 3 videos a week on her channel there. She's training really hard. She's doing really, really great stuff. And she'll be shooting her behind the scenes vlog of this project that she'll release once the project goes forward. I'll make more announcements of that May 22nd or 26th. So yeah, end of May, we can talk about that more fully fleshed out. And we can even probably do like a watch back of a vlog or whatever and talk about it. Who knows?
Okay, well, I'm not making you any more Turkish music then. There's no point.
Yes, no point. Make me Dutch music.
Dutch music and some
music as well. Also wanted to give a shout out to Arthur Franks. I kind of hadn't seen much from him because I don't keep my ear to the ground too closely. But I was like, I asked the Fat Boys recently. I was like, "Where's Arthur? Where's the best free runner in London? He's fucking somewhere. I know he's still about." And they're like, "Yeah, he's been taking some time, but he's getting back into it. But he's been making music for the last couple of years." And I just, looking on his profile, saw his sound stuff, and it's really cool. He's making a bunch of like beats and I think it's like I don't know what to describe the style as Afro sounds on
Afro sounds.
Afra
Afro.
RFA or AFRA.
Wait, who are we looking for?
Arthur Franks. Arthur Fat, there he is. So Afro sounds, it was the one underneath. But yeah, I just had a little listen through some of the stuff on his Instagram, and I was like, this really great stuff, and I really think he's got like a huge potential with making music. So be cool to see where that goes. It's all instrument, like I think he's production. Is that what you call it? Yeah, music production.
Yeah, I'm just basically looking to see what he uses.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. I would, to label it bluntly, I would say it's like partying music, clubbing music, but that's
Yeah, that's
because
like
I did that style with that.
that's like baseline, which is very, very London. Like fuck, if you're in London, do that
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah,
sick.
it's like really groovy and really fun.
Yeah.
I think there's like I'd love to uh use in some videos and stuff like that. Like like the old Broom edits or like the old not old
There you go. It's garage. It's
It's garage as
garage.
well.
It's
Yeah.
garage and it's jungle and it's breaks.
Hmm.
And it's UK garage.
Yeah. But it's sick. It's really sick. So
Yeah, it
shout
is.
out Arthur for doing that. This is a recent discovery of mine, even though he's been doing it for time. Give him a follow if you are so inclined into the garage scene. Yeah, even though we were going to end this 10-15 minutes ago, we'll probably end now.
Yep. Sounds good. All right.
It's so funny. I jumped on and I was like, I have a quick one, Jared. We'll have a quick one because obviously you got to go to bed and I'm feeling kind of exhausted, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. I think I'm mentally like I should be exhausted, but I'm not actually tired. So
No,
it's
I
good.
think you're just overtired.
Too excited, mate. Too excited.
Yeah. All right. Let's get out of here. Let's
Peace
get
out,
out
y'all.
of here. Peace.
Have a good night, day.